Salut, tu savi a signifi de di sentence? Mini-Linga, also known as Mini-Lang or just Mini, is a constructed language created in 2020 as an attempt to make the simplest naturalistic language for international communication. It is currently considered very stable and has just under 1,000 words, with a subset of 120 words called Mini-Kore. These words are chosen to be as internationally recognizable as possible, with some bias for Romantic and Germanic vocabulary. Every word is pronounced as they're spelled, are never changed through any system like conjugation, and can be used in compound words to refer to more complex topics. Every letter in Mini is pronounced like its IPA equivalent, except for the letter J, which is pronounced like the English sound J. If you don't know what the IPA is, I'll pronounce every letter here. A, B, D, E, F, G, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, R, S, T, U, V. These letters are always pronounced the same and don't change depending on context. Sentences have a strict subject-verb-object order. In order to make sentences, we first have to learn about a few important particles. The particle I marks the verb. Mi imanja means I eat. The particle a marks the direct object. Tu ibibe avasa means you drink the water. The particle e does the same thing as a, but with adjectives. Si iveni e bon means it becomes good. E and a can also be used by themselves to describe things, like the English to be. Animale e viva means the animal is alive, and veggie a manja means the vegetable is food. You can also use them if there's no definite subject, like avasa to say there is water. Using I by itself creates commands, like I no pale means don't talk. As you can probably tell by now, pretty much every word in Mini can be used as any part of speech depending on a particle and placement. Si avasa means it is water, while si evasa means it is wet, even though vasa itself wasn't changed. Words with alternative noun, verb, and adjective meanings will have them listed in their definitions, but they should be generally inferable. If you want to describe a word without turning it into a statement, the adjectives will come before it, just like in English. Bulu casa means blue house. Adverbs come after the verb, like mi I pale rapi, for I talk quickly. If something has multiple adjectives, then they all apply to the descriptor. Ropa means clothes, vasa ropa means wet clothes, and muy vasa ropa means many wet clothes. If you want the adjectives to describe each other, you'll need to use the particle o to regroup them. For example, muy vasa o ropa means very wet clothes, since muy now modifies vasa. Since o is only used for adjectives, you can also use it to emphasize that something is being used as an adjective. Sama is a word that can mean same, or the preposition like, depending on the context. Sama o casa emphasizes that you mean same house and not like a house, which would be sama casa. Compound words are created just by putting words next to each other, with the last word being the one that's modified. In text, you connect these words with a hyphen. And mun means entrance, since it combines the words in and door. You can use these just like normal words. Questions are formed with the word ke, which can be combined with other words to specify what you're asking. Tu dogi e en ke loke means where is your dog? Or more literally, your dog is in what place? Yes or no questions don't require modifying a sentence in any other way other than asking with a rising intonation, but you can add a question tag to make it more clear. Dui vole asi uke means do you want it or what? You can also just say dui vole asi? Verb tenses can be created by putting an auxiliary verb before the main verb. Si I manja means they eat, si I de manja means they ate, and si I go manja means they will eat. These auxiliary verbs can also be combined with particles to create different tenses. Gowi mori a baka paletori means to kill a mockingbird. Mini also supports some more complex sentence structures. Verb phrases are allowed and you just put helper verbs before the main verbs like in English. Si I debe resi means they should rest, and you can have multiple in a row, like mi I maybe kan go means I might be able to go. You can also create dependent clauses with the word ke. Mi I vole a keki ke e bon means I want cake that is good. And that's all the basics of Mini. If you want to learn more, I recommend looking through the official website, which has the official documentation and links to the community. To wrap things up, I'll read out some sample text as an example of Mini, which is a translation of the Aesop fable, The Ant and the Grasshopper. Muravi an kirikiti. En uno luce dia en fini de otono, fami de muravi I jolly rondo en calori sole luce. En I seco a cereale que si ale ave kipa gosoma. En tempo que uno kirikiti en I famine, con violin unda si rama, I veni eki an dua umile go peso go I mangia. Ale muravi I voca a ¿qué? En superise. Du no ave kipa a ani cosa go vinta? Du make en ale de pasa soma a ¿qué? Kirikiti voca a mi no de ave a tempo gowi kipa a ani manja. Mi es so busy en I musica que soma I de ave fini ante que mi savi así. Muravi I kanda en degu. Du I de en musica? Si ale voca, muy bon, I danza nun. An si ale gira así baca de kirikiti an I sigue con si labora. Morale, a tempo gowi labora an tempo gowi ludi.